So this doesn't happen every day. Yesterday, Tucker Carlson called out 3 evangelical leaders, Tim Keller, Beth Moore, and David French. Apparently what happened was a pastor was arrested at a local library for opposing Drag Queen Story Hour. They dragged him out of there. He was arrested, and that type of thing is happening more and more. So Tim Keller, Beth Moore, they comment on everything. All sorts of political issues, social issues. They're constantly commenting on all this stuff. But when it comes to Christians being arrested for opposing Drag Queen Story Hour, they're completely silent. So Tucker Carlson called them out, and let's show the video right now.
Canada has now become an atheist totalitarian state with amazing speed. And in Canada, it's now a crime to object to sexualized drag shows for children. You're not allowed to say a word. Late last month, a pastor in Calgary was violently thrown out of an all-ages, in other words, for children, Drag Queen Story Hour for daring to object to the sexualization of children. Watch this.
We are now calling the police. We have the police coming, so it is your choice to leave or deal with the police.
So that's the video. That's what happened. Who committed the violence in that video? The guy on the ground was the pastor. Before we answer the question, some context will remind you that in Canada, showing any disloyalty at all to the Trudeau government could get your bank account frozen and your truck seized. So maybe you're not surprised to learn that that man on the ground, whose name is Pastor Derek Reamer, who showed profound disrespect for Justin Trudeau's ongoing efforts to sexualize children and mutilate the genitals of children, woke up yesterday to the police banging on his door and telling him he was going to be arrested.
Why are you showing up at my home?
Because this is where you live, right?
Yeah, you could call me and we could...
Sorry, what was that?
You could have called me.
I've been trying to.
When?
This morning. We need to talk about what happened on the weekend at Seaton, right?
Why do we need to talk about it?
Because you're going to be arrested for it and charged.
Okay.
So we can go do it this morning, or I can just put warrants out for you.
Charged with what?
Mischief and causing a disturbance.
Where are all the professional Christians? You have to wonder that again. Where's David French and Beth Moore and Tim Keller and all these people who are defending Christianity as actual Christians are being arrested for being Christians? Not a word.
So Beth Moore, who is Beth Moore? Well, she's not as popular as she used to be. She, along with Keller and French, they kind of went along with the COVID lockdowns and get the vaccine. And of course, Keller segregated his church. Redeemer Presbyterian segregated the congregation, that if you were vaccinated, you could sit near the front. If you were not vaccinated, you had to show your card, and you had to sit up in the balcony. You had to ride in the back of the bus if you weren't vaxxed. So that tells you where they're coming from. Beth Moore went back and revised her books from like 20 years ago, where she taught against homosexuality. She had a biblical view, but she's changed on that. So she went back and took that stuff out of her online books, or the Kindle version. Tim Keller said that it's misleading to call homosexuality a sin. Tim Keller advocates for critical race theory, or he's preaching a type of critical race theory. One time Tim Keller said, if you have white skin, you are part of the problem. Tim Keller is a liberal. He is a theological liberal. He believes in theistic evolution, that God used evolution to bring mankind about. And he tells other people that, yes, you can believe in evolution too. So he denies the Genesis creation account. He denies the biblical version of real justice, where you can't assign guilt based on skin color. And again, it's misleading to call homosexuality a sin. Beth Moore, like I said, removed the biblical things she said 20 years ago from her books. David French, he works for the New York Times, which is a very progressive newspaper, very much anti-Christian on their editorial page, but they're paying a supposed evangelical Christian to work for them, to platform him, and if they like David French, is he really taking a stand for biblical truth? You can answer that question. So Tucker Carlson, he sees how these three comment on all sorts of political issues, social issues. They're constantly giving their opinion and, defending, the Black Lives Matter movement or whatever. But when it comes to a Christian being arrested at Drag Queen Story Hour, complete silence. You can just imagine if there was like a white nationalist story hour, or God forbid, a KKK story hour, and some left-wing protester went in and started, objecting. They'd probably view that person as heroic. And, I'd be sympathetic to that, yeah. That's wrong, and you should speak out. But you know what? Drag Queen Story Hour and trying to sexualize little kids, that's wrong too. So when a pastor goes and opposes it, and it's not like he was violent or anything, but yeah, he gets arrested. And these people who comment on just about everything, yeah, silence. My name's Michael Grant. Till next time, may the Lord be with you. Have a great day.